When you make a decision, you think it's a correct decision. And sometimes it's slow motion, realizing that it isn't. Sometimes it's fast, but you think it's a correct thing. All along the way, every single day, every single moment, we're making decisions. And you just do the best you can. If things turn out to be a failure, like what happened to me on Dune, I say that's a blessing in a way. There's nowhere to go down further. You can only go up. So there's a sense of freedom that comes out of a failure. If you have a success, there's kind of like a extended drum roll. This best thing, next thing better be as good as that. It better be good, or you're going to take the fall. So you could start second guessing yourself. And so there's danger in a success. I just keep going back to Dune as being a major failure for myself, and making Blue Velvet came out of that. So it was euphoria, nowhere to go but up, and a sense of freedom and euphoria making Blue Velvet. You don't have to suffer to show suffering. You don't have to be filled with turmoil to show turmoil. Have it in the story. I don't know what goes on in artists' heads, but I think all the great artists loved, working. And a lot of people say, well, suffering is good for art. Look at Van Gogh, they say. And I say, let's take a look at Van Gogh. Van Gogh didn't go out painting because he hated it, or he was suffering. The only time he was happy probably was when he was painting. He painted because he loved to paint. And the rest of his life was pretty miserable. He didn't sell anything. He was broke. A lot of times he's probably really hungry. But it's just common sense. Suffering reduces. It's the enemy. Negativity is the enemy of creativity. It's common sense. If someone is depressed, they say they don't even feel like getting out of bed, let alone working. If you're sad or if you're filled with bitter anger, that occupies the mind. Maybe you do angry paintings. So what? You could do angry paintings, but be happy in the doing. This romantic idea is a French idea, I say. This guy is starving in the garret. It's so romantic. He's cold, he's starving, and it's romantic. It's romantic, really, for everyone but him. If he was honest, he'd say, I don't want to be cold and freezing here. I don't want to live this charade that, this is cool. I don't want to be starving. I want to feel good and paint. If they're really honest, it would be a lot better to do the work and not suffer. And especially if they knew that more ideas would flow and the work could, blossom, who knows where. The feature film is the thing that's in trouble right now. Except for the so-called summer blockbusters, people don't go to the theater. They watch cable television is the new art house, and where you're going to see something that is not in the summer blockbuster category. And there will be directors that will come out of that, filmmakers that will come out of that, that'll shine. And it's just going to happen in that world for a while. Those things, 2,000 people in a big, giant, beautiful palace theater with a giant screen and great sound, all watching the same film, that thing, I don't see The old way, filling up theaters night after night, I think is gone. We're losing quite a lot because the thing that I've found out is when you have a theater filled with people, the film runs slower. And in a feature film, there's no commercial breaks. There's no breaks at all. And you have to pull the audience for 2+ or 3 hours and hold them. And with that many people, it seems to be a kind of an intelligence that rises up in the group. They can think ahead of you, and they can drop out, and they can, you have to be able to hold them. And that's a tricky business. With cable television, there's just one or two or three or four people in the room. It's a different thing. They're more forgiving in one or two people. One person is incredibly forgiving. They won't be like 2,000 people in a room, and it's they'll forgive many things, and it's just the way it is. In television, I say it gives an opportunity for a continuing story. And this to me is beautiful. A story that goes and it gets a world going and characters going, and it can go and go and go. And it can, branch out, and it can go here and there. And great things can happen as you go deeper into it. If you build a film for the audience, because it takes a year or more to make a film, the audience is going to be a year different when the thing is done. And you could, have missed that time. If you stay true to the idea and make it as good as you can, and you love it, maybe others will love it too, but you don't know. If you think about the audience and build it for them, you got just as good a chance. They might hate it, but you didn't build it for yourself. And it's like, to me, the wrong way to go. Build it and make it true to the ideas, and you are the final say and have control. And then when you release it, you lost your control. You just take what you get. It can be a great, big, beautiful world. We're all, like I said, different on the surface. So find your own way, find your own voice. And, compromise is not an option. Well, thank you all very much for listening and watching. I hope this masterclass has been beneficial to you, and I want to wish all of you all the very best of luck. Take care.